everybody, my name is Debbie and makeup school is now in session. Today we're going to do a uncomplicated soft glam look. Students, you ready? Please take your seats. Class is going to begin. Now students, why should we do a soft glam look that keeps everything easy and not very complicated for us to do? Well, the answer is because every day there are people coming up with new techniques, new ways of doing things. However, there are also, on those same days, other people that are falling out of love with makeup. And so we want to simplify things so that those people can still look completely glamorous and still stay in love with makeup. You ready? Let's go. As with any look that you're doing, sunscreen is completely non-negotiable. So you can look for a cream like this one, this moisturizer by e.l.f. that has an SPF of 30 in it, or you can use a skin tint. This one has an SPF of 50 in it. This one's a little bit more expensive because it is by La Roche-Posay. Or you can even pair them up. I'm going to go in with that little bit of skin tint by La Roche-Posay. Just get a little on the skin. Ooh, she made a funny noise. And then I'm going to blend that in. And you can even use your fingers for this step. Make sure your fingers are clean before you go in. Now, when I say that you can use a sunscreen, you can also actually use a sunscreen. I just decided to go with a skin tint that had an SPF of 50 in it. If you don't have that, go in with an actual sunscreen. And once the sunscreen has settled into your skin, give it a good few minutes to do that. You're going to want to go in with some sort of a setting mist. Just give it a little bit of a shake, mix everything together, and give your face a good spray. That step is non-negotiable. This step, adding the setting mist, is going to allow your makeup to last all day. Now, wait for that to dry. You can use your hands to let it dry. You can use a fan if you have one. You can use a piece of cardboard. Just let it dry. While you're waiting, why not have yourself a sip of coffee? Yum. Now, I'll bet you're thinking that I'm going to ask you to grab your foundation next. No, I'm going to tell you to put it down. We are instead going to grab our concealer. A concealer is a foundation, but in a thicker form. So it is a more full coverage foundation. That's basically what it is. So if you want to uncomplicate your makeup routine, skip the foundation. Let's start going in and putting the concealer where some concealer would normally go. Then I'm going to use my dense foundation brush to start pushing this concealer into the skin. This is going to give us a nice, soft, natural glow without giving us too much. And like I said, because a concealer is a thicker version of a foundation, you're going to get that lovely full coverage look without much effort. Now, because this is concealer and not foundation, you can actually bring it up to right underneath your eye. Now, we're not going to bring the concealer out too far. We're going to stop it at about here and leave the rest of our face blank. We're going to bring this concealer out all the way and cover the entire face. And trust me, when you're done, people are going to come up to you and ask you, what foundation are you wearing? And you're going to say, I'm not wearing any foundation. They're going to say, you must be. You're going to say, no, I'm just wearing concealer. And they're all going to be super impressed. While your concealer is drying down on your face, fluff up those eyebrows. This doesn't have to be complicated. Just use a brow gel, fluff them up, and shape them the way you want to. Just like that. And you can immediately see the difference between this brow, which I still need to do a little bit of work on, and the other brow. Concealer has settled in, and if there is any creasing whatsoever, just go ahead, use your fingers and blend it out. You can also use the toilet paper trick, where you go in underneath and just take up any of that excess that has built up underneath the eye. There shouldn't be much. Let me see if I can hold that up. There you go. So just a little bit of product came on to the Kleenex when I put it under my eye. So that's good. That means that I am getting rid of anything that could be still settling into my fine lines and wrinkles. And we all get them. Gotta tell you, that toilet paper trick, I love it. How to keep things really easy but still completely glamorous. We are going to go and skip the step of cream or a liquid blush, and we're going to go right in with our angled blush brush and use a powder blush instead. So just go in with that powder blush, and it doesn't need to be too much to give you that beautiful soft glow. We're going to further uncomplicate things by going in with a powder bronzer on a bronzer brush. Just going to go in with a lighter shade here, which is more actually a little bit lighter than the other color. You can see darker, a little bit lighter. And just go in and get that forehead. And of course I have to get some transfer from my hair stuff when I'm trying to do a video. Of course that happens to me. Probably happens to you too. Let's use the same brush to do the sides of the nose to keep it simple. One brush for everything. All for one and one for all. Get under the chin, the jawline. That'll make it nice and soft because there's barely anything left on the brush. Just bring it down as a V in the middle. Woohoo! Remember, when you're doing your jaw, bring it up underneath the ears. You don't want a floating head. Now I want you to choose a nice warm brown shade and put it on your eye. Go ahead and bring that shadow really up. Bring it up uncomfortably high, as they say. Uncomfortably high on the eye. Now I chose to say choose a brown color because brown is a universally flattering color for any eye shade. Now you're going to choose any shimmer you want, and you are just going to pop that on to the center of the lid. By doing this, we are essentially creating a halo eye, but an extremely easy version of one. Now, if you're not already wearing lashes, like I am, you can go ahead and line your lids and put on either a pair of falsies, or you can do mascara. Now I'm going to grab some pressed powder and my powder brush. Get some powder on there, tap off the excess, and just start putting a little bit of powder on my face. Now I'm going to set my face with the 32-hour setting mist by L'Oreal. I've already shaken it. Make sure you give it a good shake. And spray. Now it's time to do any sort of lip combo that you want. Have fun with it. And there you have it. An absolutely gorgeous look that is full glam, but very uncomplicated. So students, until I see you all for your next lesson, class is now dismissed. See you again really soon. Bye for now.